But yeah, speaking of which, that was my first time ever meeting Pomu. First impression, Pomu is pretty much the same as like she is online. Like she's very similar. But she's pretty much the same. There's like not really anything different about Pomu in person. Like she's very similar. Like when I first met her, and I didn't see her at first. I just heard her voice from behind me, and I remember turning around because I was like, that voice feels weird. Like hearing in person. Turned around, and there was a fairy. There was indeed a fairy. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, meeting Pomu was nice. There was even like, because we went to like a lot of dinners and everything. It was, and because of how many of us there were like so many, and obviously we had some JP senpais there as well as like some any color staff. It was a little bit tricky to find places that fit everybody, so we had to split up over across a bunch of tables, and I got to be a little bit forever alone at one point, because I arrived a little bit later, and some of the tables had already like been completely filled up, so I had to sit at the staff table for a little bit. So I just sat over with the managers. Thankfully, our managers are like super chill, so it was like not a problem at all. So I was just kind of sitting there, like shooting the shiz with them, laughing it up. Like we all sort of like alternated between speaking English and Japanese with each other. So it was a fun time. But eventually, like, I think it was Pomu and Rosemi that came over and sat down with me for a little bit and just like talked to me, which I really appreciated. They probably thought like, like he looks a little bit alone over there. So huge shout out to them for like coming and sitting down and talking a little bit with me. And at one point, like they asked me like, "Hey, there's a little bit of room. Come sit with us." And we just like sat down and talked with them. And I talked quite a bit with, at least during that dinner, I talked a lot with Pomu, I talked a lot with Rosemi, and I think I talked quite a bit with Alban too. I think I was sitting next to Alban, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, the first dinner that we ever went to, we went out for KBBQ. That time we only needed like 2 tables. And I think that time I sat next to Uki. And I sat across from, what was it, Pomu and, I'm remembering, I'm having a hard time. Who did I sit across from? Kyo? I didn't, no, Kyo was at the other table, but we'll get to Kyo in a second. Because yes, it was also my first time meeting Kyo. Have you tried the kimchi there? I have tried kimchi. Please don't crucify me. It's not my thing. I tried. Ike, why no nose? I have a nose. It's just very bright, so you can't see the shadow. I assure you, it's there. You just need to look really close. I promise you, my nose is there.